Hello everyone, I'm Aska from the Dyspraxia System, and today I'm going to talk about phobias. This body. I'm going to talk about phobias and list some of the phobias that Loki has. I don't think I have them. I mean, I'm the physical protector, I shouldn't have them. But alright. Now, to make Loki happy, just like always, I'm going to get into the criteria that you need to be diagnosed with a phobia. Loki hasn't been diagnosed with any of the phobias, but phobias are a symptom that can come with dyspraxia, and Loki does hit all of the criteria that are needed for the phobias to actually be diagnosed. So, yeah. We're pretty sure they're all phobias. And then Loki has at least 10. So, that's not fun. But I'll get into that later. First, let's get into the criteria of the specific phobias. For a specific phobia to be diagnosed, a number of criteria must be met. Namely, the individual suffers from a persistent fear that is either unreasonable or excessive, caused by the presence or anticipation? Anticipation. Wow. I really hate this body, but alright. Of a specific object or situation. Yeah. So obviously, you need to know that you shouldn't be this much afraid. You need to know that, you shouldn't be this afraid of a specific object or situation, but you are. And you don't know why. Or you do know why, but it's unreasonable, that it's unlogical. Yeah. Next up, there's exposure to the stimulus usually results in an anxiety response, often taking the form of a panic attack in adults or a tantrum, clinging, crying, or freezing in children. Now, Loki was once almost forced to face one of the phobias and literally started crying because they didn't want to. So, it's not fun. Next is the sufferer recognizes that their fear is disproportionate to the perceived threat or danger. Well, I already mentioned this in the first one. But alright. Just why did it read the same fucking song? I don't want that. I'm sorry, I'm not used to all this. Usually I'm only out on the bike. Anyway, fourth one is individuals take steps to avoid the object or situation they fear or endure such experiences which intense distress or anxiety. Yeah. Like I said, Loki legit started crying because they didn't want to face that fear, and always with another fear, you always go around it or make sure that they are in a specific spot, which makes them not fear it as much. Or they only think, oh, if it does happen, what I'm afraid of, I'm safe. So, yeah. Next we have the phobic reaction. Anticipation or avoidance interferes with the individual's normal routine and relationships or causes significant distress. Well, pretty self-explanatory. Next, the phobia has persisted for a period of time, usually 6 months or longer. I think most of Loki's phobias have been there since childhood. I mean, one is legit from trauma that happened in childhood. Yeah. And the last one is the symptoms cannot be attributed to another mental condition such as obsessive compulsive disorder or post-traumatic stress disorder 4. That's post-traumatic stress disorder 4. I don't know. I didn't do that much research. I literally just searched these up just now. Didn't even know that was... But that's like with every other diagnostic that's listed in the DSM-5. It has to not be explained by another disorder. I mean, it's pretty logical. Now, there are 6 types of phobia. First type of phobia is environmental phobias. So this phobias like deep water, heights, and germs. Then we have animal phobias, including the fear of dogs, snakes, or spiders. We don't have a phobia for dogs, I think. I mean, Loki is afraid of dogs, but at the same time not afraid of dogs. It's really complicated. It's weird, man. Then we have situational phobia, such as flying in an airplane or visiting the dentist. Yeah, Loki does have one of those. Also a lot of environmental phobias, but I'll list them all later. Then we have bodily phobias, including blood or having shots. So, being afraid of seeing blood or being afraid of getting needles stuck in your arm. I don't know why you would be afraid of that, honestly. And then we have complex phobias such as agoraphobia, fear of certain places, situations, or open spaces, and social phobia, so fear of social situations. Oh hey, traumatic experience is the cause of specific phobia. So specific phobias can be caused by traumatic experiences, learned behavior, so the family environment may be cause of specific phobia. Genetics, some individuals may be genetically predisposed to having an anxious personality, making them more prone to phobias. Is that the case with dyslexia? Is that genetics? Fear response, having a panic attack or other pronounced response to fear or panic in a certain situation can lead to the feeling of embarrassment or fear of a repeat episode, which over time may develop into a phobia. And ongoing stress over the long term, stress can result in a feeling of anxiety, depression, and inability to cope in certain situations, which may progress into a phobia. Wait, I think it was just social situations and just post-traumatic stress disorder. Not with the 3 and the 4. Oh well. Now that we have all the scientific stuff out of the way, people on Twitter said that they would find it interesting if Loki lists some of their phobias. So I'm making this video instead, which Loki might not like, but I thought, why not make a video? Because people need to, get to know me eventually. I would do it. So, now, the first one is acrophobia, which is the fear of heights. Bathophobia, which is the fear of depths. Now, people always get these mixed up. But the fear of heights actually means the fear of the height of building or other tall things while on the ground and looking up at them. And when you say you're afraid of heights, people always think you're afraid of when you stand on top of a cliff or something and look down, but that's actually the fear of depths. The fear of depth is the fear of the depth of a well or other deep things while you're up high and looking down in them. Alright? Don't get those two mixed up. I know it's confusing, but don't get them mixed up now. I think that's also. Isn't there another one that? No. Thought there was. Oh yeah, here it is. You also have gramnophobia, which is the fear of precipicus. I don't know what this is. Which is the fear of being on top of a cliff. Now, fun fact about how this fear came to be. We were, I don't know how young we were. I think before the age of 10. I don't know. We were out buying a car with the whole family, and Loki was on top of a staircase. The staircase was like a staircase that was like going down in a circle like that. And they were walking down, and suddenly, poof, the fear of heights was there. It was like, poof, now you're afraid of this. And with the fear of heights, actually also became, with the fear of heights came also the fear of depths, and the fear of being on top of a cliff. Yeah. So, yeah, that was like, poof, now you're scared of these three things. You're welcome. Also, the fear of depths. I don't know if the fear of heights runs in the family, but the fear of death also runs in the family. Our mother's afraid of it. Our sister's afraid of not of heights, of deaths. But our sister is starting to get over it. Mother isn't. Loki definitely isn't. Every time they're on top of something, their brain starts to tell them, oh, but what if this cliff, broke off and you fell into it? That's fun stuff. But luckily, we live in the Netherlands, so everything is just flat here, except for bridges. And there's a reason for me saying bridges, because Loki is also afraid of bridges, which is Gapherophia? Also, if I probably pronounced these wrong, so sorry for that. But Gapherophobia is the fear of bridges, or the fear of looking at, crossing over, or being on a bridge. Now, I find this stupid, but Loki is afraid of standing still on the bridge, especially big bridges, but also if the bridge is open like that, so you can't cross it, and you have to wait in front of it. Loki doesn't want to do that, apart from when they know the part of the bridge they're waiting on is still above land and not above the water. They're afraid the bridge will collapse. I don't get it. The bridge, we've never seen a bridge collapse in front of our eyes, except for on TV. So, why do we have this fear? For fuck's sake, it's not gonna happen. But luckily, it's not there when we just have to cross the bridge. Only when we have to stand still on the bridge, or way in front of the bridge, But yeah, Loki can't even stand on the bridge in my yard of view. Such a pity. But on to the next phobia, because there are still 6 to go. The next one is phobia, or the fear of silence. And this is the fear of complete silence and needing to always have sound around you. Now, I think this is explained by dyspraxia, which, in one of the earlier videos, I think in one of the two explaining all the symptoms that can come with dyspraxia, Loki talks about the fact that they're oversensitive to sound, which, I think we all are now, thanks to that. But yeah, Loki is literally uncomfortable when there's no sound around. That's why we always have stuff like this in our ears when we're cycling. Steven loves the silence. I don't really have an opinion, but Steven loves it. So, but yeah, Loki is afraid of that. Literally is not able. Then the next one is coaster which is the fear of roller coasters. So the fear of riding or even looking at a roller coaster. Now, Loki has been forced onto roller coasters, but really didn't like being on them. They always opened their eyes in the wrong moments, especially the second one. The first one they were forced on by their brother, which was, alright, because, that was in a joking manner, and brother actually did really well with how he was going about it. Like, but the second time, they were forced to do it by their friends, even though they literally stopped it. No, literally kept saying that they didn't want to, but they were forced anyway, because otherwise their friends wouldn't go in another attraction. It's such a shitty thing to do, but alright. And this was also a coaster that went a lot like that. Actually, that was basically the whole roller coaster. So, Loki always opened their eyes when the roller coaster was going down, which doesn't help with the fear of depths and all. But yeah, they will look at a roller coaster and be like, no, I don't want to go on that. No. I mean, they're afraid the roller coaster will collapse. Again, so many of these fears are based on the fact that they're afraid of things collapsing, but I haven't found a solid name for that fear. But they also sometimes randomly happen on staircases, or like when they're on the second floor of a building or something like that. It's really weird and no one seems to get it. Or people claim that they get it, but actually they don't get it. Or Loki doesn't believe that they get it. But yeah. Then we have astrophobia, which is the fear of thunder and lightning, or the fear of lightning storms while inside or outside while there is one. Now, they used to be scared even while inside. That has gone less, but you won't see them outside when there's a thunderstorm. They can be outside in the car, because they think the car is sort of safe. They can be inside a house, but sometimes, if it's really loud, they will still be scared of it. Legit. They will just crawl into a ball on their bed. So yeah, that's not fun. But the fear became less when they thought of it like for being the one causing the thunderstorms, because they believe in those gods. And now they just also find them pretty because, Thor is fighting someone somewhere. So, that's cool and pretty because the lightning is pretty. But I guess it didn't help them enough. Now, where is it? Oh, there it is. This one actually comes from trauma. This one is the phobia, which is the fear of boats and cruise ships, or the fear of being on a boat. Now, when they were young, they were on water polo, and with water polo, they went for one day to like this place where they could do all kinds of activities, and one of them was go on a sailboat for like a trip over a lake. And they did that. And there was a lot of wind. So the sailboat went like that. And, they got scared the sailboat would do this and flip over completely. and obviously they didn't want that. So they wanted to get off. They actually were crying and screaming and stuff. It was not fun. I don't think they fully remember the whole experience, which would be good. They know that happened, but I don't know if they know how much happened. Probably one of the trauma holders would have that memory. But I'm getting off track. When they got to back to where they would be able to get off, they actually weren't allowed off because there was no room for the sailboat to park, so they had to go another lap. And there was still wind, and they still didn't like it. But luckily, the second time they could go off. Actually, they had done it already once before, but then there was no wind, so then it was fun. But since then, they will refuse to go on a sailboat. They were forced to once almost in high school because of this special day where everyone had to go on a sailboat, but they literally started crying in front of the sailboat, in front of their whole class. So the teachers were like, okay, fine, you don't have to, we'll come sit with us, tell us what's wrong, because we're not gonna force you to do anything if you start crying. So yeah. But they also have the fear at the start when we go into any boat. They have to get used to being on the boat and the fact that the boat won't tip over. You don't really have it with cruise ships, but most of the time when you were on cruise ships, they just didn't look outside. They took a cruise ship to England because they were going to Scotland last year, and it took them so long to look outside into the pretty water. It was really a shame. But eventually, they did. But it took them a while. So, yay, trauma and a phobia from trauma. Not only two phobias left. So I'm just gonna finish that, even though it's already a 22-minute video. But Steven makes 30-minute long videos, so I can make also 30-minute video if needed. Now the next one is autophobia, which is the fear of loneliness, being alone, or of oneself. So the fear of being ignored and unloved and of yourself. They used to be afraid of themselves, but that was mostly because of me. They've accepted me now and the others. So I don't know if that still applies, but they also have a history of being ignored and feeling unloved. Especially by one group. So that left a big imprint on them. So maybe they're also afraid of that, but I'm not sure, actually. I just knew the fear of oneself. So yeah. Maybe also fear of being alone. I'm not sure about this one. Just know it's on the list, so yeah. They must have it, but I don't know to what extent. Now, this one also has a bit of a story behind it, which is tomophobia. So the fear of surgery, fear of surgical operations. Now, when they were 12 or 13, no, I think more 13 or 14, they were in high school, and there was an older woman that came into biology class to talk about, is it donor? Yeah, about her donor operation, so that, all students could have a better idea of how it works and why you should become a donor. But the woman described her operation in great detail, and part of it, probably, content warning for operations and gruesome shit. I don't know how to warn you for this, but yeah, just, skip to this specific time. I don't know what time. Loki will put it up, I'm sure, because they probably don't want people to be freaked out like they did. So, skip to that time if you're afraid of hearing stuff about surgery in great detail and maybe gruesome shit. Alright? Everyone gone who wanted to be gone? Great. Now, what that woman described was actually having her chest be popped open like that. Like, that was standing instead of like being like that. That was like that. And that freaked Loki so much out because they were actually picturing it in their mind that now they're scared of surgery forever. I don't know what's so scary about the story. But we all have different minds, different opinions, different interests. So, yeah. There are more stuff that Loki is afraid of. There's also stuff that Loki is afraid of, but not afraid of at the same time. Like dogs. They are afraid of dogs when they see them walking around, like, freely. But if you have a dog and they come visit, after a while, they'll get used to the dog and actually, like the dog and pet the dog and stuff because they're a big dog lover. But they'll be afraid of your dog at first because they think the dog will jump on them or whatever. I don't know. But they also have fears like that. And I don't think those qualify as phobias. But they're afraid of a ton of shit. It's only a small fraction of all the shit they're afraid of. And kid you not, they have so many fears. And their parents don't even believe in all of them. They're like, oh no, you're just afraid of unpredictable things. And sure, they might also be afraid of unpredictable things, but these phobias cannot be explained by fear of being of like unpredictable things. Or the other fears can't be explained by the fact that they're afraid of unpredictable things. Swear, parents are awful. Well, I guess they're my parents too. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like thinking of them as my parents. They're Loki's parents. It's gonna keep it at that. But yeah, this was a video about phobias. Hopefully you learned something. If not, maybe you laughed at the stories of, Loki being afraid of random shit. Maybe don't laugh at the trauma. No, don't laugh at the trauma. I can laugh at the trauma because, I'm the protector, but maybe don't laugh at the trauma. Maybe don't laugh. No. But hopefully this helped you learn about phobias. Maybe it helped you realize that you have some phobias. Who knows? But, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If something's unclear or you want to, ask something or whatever, leave it in the comments below. Loki will probably answer it, but we'll assign who answered it, so you'll know who did it. If you want to learn more about Distraction, OSDD1B, and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter if you want. The link is down in the description. And hopefully we'll see you next week on Wednesday. Bye!